are listening to the Group Chat Podcast.
Tomorrow, we are at Tidelands Country Club. We are rolling tomorrow before the South Lafourche game, 4:30 to 6. We are previewing South Lafourche and Pearl River. We're getting you guys fired up. We're going to have a live audience, Mike, if you guys got questions. I guess we could talk about college and pro too while there, but we are going to be rocking and rolling, getting you ready for South Lafourche and Pearl River, which will be roaring at 7, and we would encourage you guys to support those Tarpons in their home opener tomorrow as they're taking on Pearl River, the Fighting Ahmed Johnsons of Pearl River, coming down the bayou tomorrow. Guys, we're excited, man. We got a chance to take the show on the road, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hopefully Pearl River will be taking the plunge as Ahmed did in his day.
Beautiful.
Definitely amped up about going on the road tomorrow. There's a little buzz in the air about some folks that are going to be in the house, so it will not be an empty crowd. I got messaged earlier by the clubhouse president at Tidelands asking, hey, how many people are we expecting here? Do I need to staff up? I said, bro, I really don't know. Just go around. We could judge after that.
Looking forward to it for South Lafourche. Big game. They're going to be taking on Pearl River. As we said, lost a hard-fought game against Thibodaux last Friday. A game, frankly, that they outplayed Thibodaux. A couple of fluky things here or there. Trick play, a pick six. A couple things don't go the Tarpons' way. They fall 21-14. Now they're facing Pearl River. Team, quite frankly, that kicked out of them last year. But that was a weird week. That was after the storm. Pearl River had a big, crazy, good running back last year. He's no longer there. We'll get some Pearl River perspective from their boys basketball coach, Dillon Smith, at around 8:30, who will be joining us to talk about their team and get a little rundown into some of the things that they're going to be bringing.
Willing to bet we're going to have some extra ears listening in on that interview.
Coach, good evening. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Good. I appreciate y'all having me tonight.
100%, brother.
Talking to y'all a little bit.
100%, dude. Look, we are obviously down the bayou. Your football team is coming down here tomorrow night. Going to be taking on South Lafourche. Tell us a little bit about those guys. Look at the scouting report we got. Big physical offensive line, like to run the football. What should we expect to see tomorrow night with Pearl River coming to town?
Just about what you heard. We're pretty big up front on both sides of the ball. We do look to run the football a lot. You know, we have a lot of returning guys on the offensive line, so that's really our best component of our team, you know. So we're a little different this year, though, as far as coaching-wise. Coach Jared Leonard came out of retirement. He's our new head coach. He's brought a positive and hard hat mentality to our team, and it's really been good for our program. The kids are buying in, and the school's rallying behind them. So, you know, it's been a great start for us so far. We had a tough scrimmage against Bellchase, who was a very talented team, and then which we had our jamboree against Ascension Catholic, who we ended up losing 14-0 or 7-0. I'm not sure about the score, but we had two good tests coming out, and then we had a good win against St. Martin's last week. So we're looking forward to coming down there and playing against you guys. I know this I know personally, because when I came down there for basketball, man, the fan base, the environment, that's like second to none, man. Like that place was rocking. So, you know, we tried to just get the kids prepared for that kind of environment, and, you know, hoping it's a good environment just like it was in basketball, because it's I think the kids will really enjoy that, you know. So.
Yep, it will be, man. It's going to be rocking. Hey, let me ask you this. One guy that Tarpon fans are thankfully not going to hear the name of tomorrow, Badon, is that was the name of the kid last year? Man, he must have run for about 7 touchdowns against South Lafourche last year. I know he also played a little basketball for you. Tell us about that special player who is no longer on campus. Is he playing college anywhere?
So recently he was enrolled at Arkansas Baptist as a football player. And then I got a text from him a couple of weeks ago, about a week or so ago, and he was like, Coach, I think I'm going to transfer to another school and play basketball. Haven't had the details on that yet, exactly what he's doing, but he was just a different athlete, man. He could run the ball. He was smart. You know, he could really do a little bit of everything for us as far as football. And, you know, we really do. We miss having him around, because you know, he did some special things. And basketball wise, same thing. I mean, he had, I think, over 260 something assists for us in the last 3 years. You know, a lot of people thought he was a big time scorer and stuff, but he really was a facilitator. And, you know, he's going to be missed in our basketball program because he ran the show for us, and he did a great job of getting really everyone involved. So we use him as a decoy a lot in basketball, but football wise, he was, man, we miss having him around because he was special. So.
No doubt, man. Hey, look, tell me about this. On the basketball side, obviously you guys are fresh off of a summer season, and you're going to get the return trip from South Lafourche this year. They're going to be coming to you guys. But tell us about your basketball team. What are some things you're excited about? And how many of your basketball players play football?
So I have 26 kids on my roster, and 14 play football.
Damn.
So, and, you know, and that's a big reason why I coach football as well, because I try to get, you know, as many kids to play both. But as far as basketball, we have 2 seniors this year who are going to be big-time players for us, Noah Long and Braden Hutchison. Those 2 guys were starters last year. And then the real thing I'm looking forward to this year is I got a group of juniors and sophomores who are really – it's a player-led team. And I've always said bad teams, really nobody leads, and good teams, coaches lead, but elite teams, players lead. So I have high expectations for my group this year, man. They were so coachable over the summer. They were all in. We won a good bit of our games. And, you know, and I'll say this, South Lafourche is somebody that we put on the schedule because I know Coach Pokey down there does a good job. So, you know, and I know when they come down here to us, hopefully it's a good matchup. But I think we're having a good year. I really enjoyed the summer, and the biggest thing was they're just so coachable. So, you know, when you got a group like that, you got a chance to be pretty successful, I think. And I think the biggest different thing we have this year that we haven't had the last 3 years, at least since I've been there, is a player-led team. So, you know, they take initiative on their own. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, just watching them grow and see what their season turns out to be. So I think it's going to be pretty good.
Coach, we definitely appreciate your time, and we're going to bounce off a bunch of different topics. You got a lot of coaches on our panel right here. In fact, we got 4 of us. We're all basketball coaches, so definitely appreciate your time. And we all had the opportunity to spend some time with one young man from down in this area that relocated towards you guys. Our guy Howard Hartgrove from Grand Isle. Tell us about Howard and what he did for your program.
Well, so Howard, he was a 1,000-point scorer for us. And Howard was somebody that kind of a backstory with that. Howard's aunt had some family with mine. So I'm only 27 years old. So Howard is 21, and there's the age gap, but I knew Howard since he was a baby. So when I had the opportunity to take the job at Pearl River and having the chance to coach Howard, man, it was awesome. Like, and just a fabulous person who he's turned out to be. He works full time, and I'll say this: his name is still brought up in our program as many times as I possibly can, because I have not found a guard yet that will sprint back on defense and take a charge like that kid. So I miss him, man. You know, me and him talk literally weekly. You know, and I can't say any more positive things. Like, he's just a great kid, and he's turned out to be a great person, and he's really a pillar in our program, man. And we got about 7 or 8 guys that have 1,000 points in our program. That at least I've tried to keep up with that. And Howard's name is in our gym, so he holds a special place in my heart because he was just such a great player. And when I took the job, he really helped me get the buy-in from all the other kids, and we had a great season. His first year, that was, I think, the second playoff team in 20-something years, and he's a part of that. So he left his mark on our program, and I miss him so much. I wish he had 4 more years of eligibility, because he would start every play, every quarter, every minute for us, man. He was awesome.
What position on the football side do you coach, Dillon?
I coach receivers.
Okay, so in watching film, I know that it's not going to be a position that you're going to be pinpointing too much, but without giving away any secrets, how do you guys try to slow down Terrence Petrie tomorrow? Because, man, South Lafourche has a receiver. Number one, I'm sure you've seen him on tape. Dynamic, explosive, and Thibodeau last week knew he was getting the ball and still couldn't stop him. What are some things you guys are going to be trying to do to try to slow him down?
Well, I know Coach Leonard calls the defense, and I know for sure he's got our guys prepared. And look, I'll say this: the score last year was a little favored on our side, but man, y'all had some really good skilled players. Y'all had a great offense. So, just not going to talk too much about it because I'm excited about tomorrow. But I think I know this, being around Coach Leonard these last couple of weeks, we will be prepared. And I feel pretty confident that we're going to come up with something to give them some fits. But, we got a great defensive secondary this year. So I think a lot of improvements are our defense. So, and I look forward to this matchup tomorrow. So this is a good test for us. But, I'll let that kind of play out on its own. So
Okay, good deal, man.
Coach, you a college football guy, professional football guy?
Man, I like college football, to be honest with you. I'm an LSU fan. My dad actually grew up in Ohio, so he's a big Ohio State fan. So I try to make time for both every Saturday. It gets tough, especially during football season. But, yeah, I'm a college football person. So
our panel tonight is split between LSU going down a bad rabbit hole and are still ranking that number 3rd spot in the country. What's your viewpoint on that?
Man, I know this. I think this is gonna be a tough game this week. So I think if they win this week, they got to go to number 1, right?
I hope so. That'd be lovely.
I don't know what else you got to prove after taking down Clemson and doing what you're supposed to do against Louisiana Tech. Everybody probably thinks that probably should have been a high scoring game, but I'm gonna tell you, I think the reality of it is, I think Florida overlooked USF. And now they were looking forward to LSU. So I think that's going to be a good game. I don't think that's going to be a blowout. I know they're calling for Billy Napier to get out of there, but, Billy did a good job at UL, and I really liked watching him at UL. So I hope he turns it around in Florida. I don't think they're going to beat LSU by any means, but Florida's got a tough schedule. But I'd like to see LSU get ahead on this one. So.
Coach Smith, let me ask you this, man. Last year you guys came down the bayou, and you were talking a minute ago about the environment in the tank. When you guys get off the bus and you showed up, normal time, and you see that the place is already packed. And then you look over at the student section. I don't remember what the dress up is, but God knows what they were wearing. Maybe camouflage, maybe suits and tie. Who knows what they were wearing? And then you're warming up, and they're probably calling out your student athletes by name because they print out rosters and stuff and do homework. What's your message to your guys? Because I'll be honest and tell me if I'm wrong. I think early in the game, you guys were a little frazzled by that. What was your message? You called a really early timeout. Was it to just kind of let them know, like, dude, just relax. It's just basketball. Like, did the crowd bother you guys in that game?
Oh, my gosh, Coach, I'm telling you right now, look, when I'm preparing for a game, after that night and going forward, when we prepare for an opponent, we talk about South Lafourche environment. I'm like, guys, that is a first round, second round playoff environment. And look, like I said, that place was second to none. And on my end, I did a bad job of doing my homework as far as the environment, because after the game, I texted a couple of my mentors. I'm like, hey, did anyone forget to mention how crazy it is down there? Like, we get there, I park the bus and I walk in, and the kids are getting dressed. Me and my assistants walk in, and it's packed for a JV game at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, whatever it was. I said, guys, it's full now for a JV game. I can only imagine what it's going to look like for the varsity. But credit to y'all, man, because I think every coach dreams of coaching in an environment like that, getting the whole community involved, and the pregame, the hype video. Man, I remember it like it was last night. It was crazy. And, like I said, I'm glad we went down there and did that, because I think that helped us down the road. We ended up I don't mean to get off topic, but a couple weeks later, we went down to Lakeshore, and it wasn't as packed. It was a big district game for us. And, man, we had so many moments in that game where we could have just let down and let it go. But I really think the game against South Lafourche built us up on into our season and really helped us, because we went on a little win streak after that. But that was I told Coach I want to keep this going every year, rotate it, because I want my kids to experience that, man. And credit to y'all and y'all's fan base and the community, and man, it's awesome. I love it. So
Yeah.
It's tough to prepare for. I can tell you that. So.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for the kind words, bro. And look, I know one of the big hot button high school issues right now that everybody's discussing on social media, shot clock. Now, of course, the coaches have decided, and they've got with the state, the shot clock's not coming anytime soon. They discussed that at a meeting. It's not coming anytime soon. But if we made Dillon Smith the LHSA executive director tomorrow, would there be a shot clock? Are you in favor of it coming to the LHSA?
I'm kind of on the fence about it, man. I see both sides. I like to play up tempo and stuff like that, so I would be okay with having it. It's not going to really – it would definitely change some of your scheme and stuff, I think, under a couple – in the last quarter or certain situations, but I'm kind of on the fence. I see both sides. Look, you can't – if someone's going to hold the ball the entire quarter or whatever, well, you got to get better defensively, So I see the both coaching points of it, but what are we – it's high school basketball. I'm not really sure how many kids are really going to go play college basketball. And because that's a big comment. People are like, well, we're not preparing them for college. And I'm like, dude, we had one player, maybe two out of our whole parish go play college basketball. And it wasn't even at a top university. We had one kid go to the Naval Academy. So really, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I kind of see both sides of it. If I was to say yes or no, I'd probably go, yeah, let's go ahead and put it in. But I know this. I coach at a small 4A school, and to get help as far as running the clock, the book, and keeping gate, concessions, now you're just adding another job, and usually that job falls under the head coach to fill. Like, it's my job to get someone to do that. So, I think the private schools, the bigger schools would probably benefit as far as getting someone to do it, but it's just – I think it causes headaches. It's financial, especially for the smaller schools, but I think it would be cool to add it just to, I think the kids would like to experience that, but I see both sides of it. So I'm really okay with it or without it.
That's my nightmare, is to walk into a gym with a shot clock and you got a 15-year-old running the shot clock, and it's just one more thing added to your plate that is just tough to deal with. Definitely echo those sentiments.
I said that I was watching our volleyball team play tonight, and I said, the hour and 20 minutes that we get to really coach in the game, that's crazy, man. Like, all the pregame stuff you're responsible for, and to make sure it's being covered and done, the after cleanup, the bus rides, all that stuff. It's a lot, man. Sometimes, but I guess that's why we do it. So it's the grind, and you do it for the kids, but it's a lot of responsibility, and adding another task, I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, what does the day look like tomorrow? What time you guys are leaving and heading down to the bayou?
So we're leaving tomorrow at about 1:15, 1:30. I think we're stopping at Meemaw's down there.
Hey!
Yeah. So they hooked us up with a little pregame meal for the kids, and Coach Keegan's been helping us a lot. He's awesome, man. He's a great dude. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I told Coach Leonard, I was like, I bet they got some good food there. We better stop somewhere and eat down there.
Meemaw's is a great choice, brother.
I'm going to tell you, really? If they have it, this is my favorite dish around our area. There's an oyster appetizer it's a fried oyster with some kind of butter sauce on top. Don't eat the whole thing, especially at pregame. Get you one or two and pass them along, but they are freaking fantastic.
Yeah, Coach, I might go ahead and eat it all. That way I can tell them I'm going up in the box tonight. I ain't got to worry about
it. Coach, we thank you so much for the time, man, and best of luck to you and your team tomorrow, bro.
Absolutely. Thank y'all, and we look forward to seeing y'all. Y'all going to the game?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yep. We got a little pregame show down the road at the Golf Country Club, a mile down the road, so we'll definitely be there.
Awesome, man. Well, if y'all at the game, whatever, y'all see me, come say hey. I look forward to seeing y'all, and good luck to y'all. And if y'all ever need anything, just let me know.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate that. That's Coach Dillon Smith. We appreciate his time. Pearl River boys basketball coach, and also the one of the assistant football coaches for Pearl River. Whew, it's going to be a good game tomorrow, man. They are a big physical team. They are going to play a style that the old school South Lafourche fans watching are going to love. A lot of Maryland eye, power eye, a lot of 2-3 tight ends. Not going to throw it a whole lot. But if they get behind the chains or behind on the scoreboard, it's going to be tough. And the Tarpons want to jump out early on them. They want to push them back behind the chains, want to get T and Dre and Jarvis and all them guys going. It's going to be a fun game. Contrasting styles. And for once, it's South Lafourche who's maybe got the more speed and wants to spread it out. And kind of interesting where another team's going to be coming down the bayou and trying to slow the Tarpons down.
I like how we went fishing and he didn't give us anything.
Nothing. As opposed to Monday.
He did a fantastic job.
What was your nephew doing on Monday? Did you see that?
No.
So we're at Spars doing the Inside Tarpon Athletics show, and we have Terrence. Terrence, what y'all doing in practice? Oh, well, on the first play, we're going to do this. On the second play, not literally like that, but he was given like the whole game plan. Santamo in the back of the room is like, T, relax, chill out.
Swerve. T's going to swerve, man. Coach Smith, if you're listening, yeah, you need to watch out for Terrence Petrie. He's number 60. You might want to put 2 guys on him. Yeah, double team him. Big number 60 on the offensive line.
And
dude's
put 2 cornerbacks on him.
Coach Smith does a tremendous job.
I didn't realize that they were going to Mima's. That's family business. I'm going to have to make sure that she soaks up that lunch a little bit.
I tell you what.
Gives a little edge to the home team tomorrow.
I tell you what, if Coach Smith eats that entire oyster appetizer,
he's in trouble.
He's going to be in the booth because he ain't going to be on the heat on the sideline.
Little Michael Jordan flu game tomorrow in the lunch.
I might have to go get me that tomorrow for lunch, man. That's so freaking good.
Yeah, it is legit. Pearl River, fortunately, does not have the big Badone kid. My God, he's like just still running for touchdowns. They're ridiculous. And the Tarpons have to go to them this year on the basketball side. So maybe we can make a boys trip and go watch the Tarpons take on Pearl River on the basketball side. That's all for us today on the Group Chat Podcast. We want to thank you guys for listening. For Turtle and Nick and Damien and Tommy across the way, this is Casey signing off. Adios, amigo.
You are listening to the Group Chat Podcast.